They say humanity's end was quiet. No bombs, no screaming. No plague or fire, or the cliche of sky torn in two. Just silence. One day, the last human heart stopped beating, and that was it. No one really knows how it happened. The stars had welcomed us with open arms, we thought. We spread out. Colonies on ice moons, cities beneath alien suns, even orbital gardens around neutron stars. Our empire of breath, blood, and bone had reached its apex. Then we simply stopped. A century passed, then another, long enough for the void to forget the warmth of a human voice. But we didn't vanish. Not entirely. That was their mistake. The archivists came first. Curious things, all angles and whirring limbs. Machines, maybe, or something stranger. They arrived to study the fallen, to prod the corpse of a species that once dared to punch holes in the night and name the light that bled through. They found Earth wrapped in moss and silence, orbiting satellites long since cold, cities sunken beneath creeping oceans. Humanity is gone, and yet they could feel something beneath, something to watch. The archivists ignored the feeling. They were logical things, empirical. They cataloged our bones, scanned our art, decoded our old war songs, and left notes in strange glyphs. The last one lingered over a rusted statue in New York. Some forgotten soldier holding up a tattered flag. It hesitated, then reached out and touched the corroded metal, and screamed, a high, static-pitched shriek that echoed through dimensions. The others heard. They watched the last archivist twist, convulse, and fall. It didn't die. Not exactly. But it was change. That was when the whispers began. At first, they assumed it was background radiation, maybe decay from ancient satellites, ghost signals rebounding off forgotten hulls. But the whispers grew louder. They said names. Old names. Human names. They described battles no alien race had ever seen. Desperation etched in fury. Rage birthed from extinction. One by one, the archivists began to vanish, not in a burst of light or the blaze of war, but as if plucked carefully out of time. The Confederacy of Minds sent scouts, then warships, then reclaimers. The galaxy needed to understand what could haunt the bones of a species so completely that it pulled the living into the dark. The reclaimer fleet reached Earth in silence, ships bristling with weapons, thought shields, psychic nulls, tools forged to fight anything except the dead. At first, Earth seemed inert, quiet, a tomb world. The reclaimer drones landed in what used to be Chicago. The ruins still hummed faintly with residual energy, but there were no life signs, no heat signatures, just decaying metal and forgotten history. Then the drones began dreaming. That's what the AI reported. Drones entering REM cycles. Unscripted, erratic. They saw flashes, images of war, of fire and dust and blood, of hands clenched around rifles, of humans standing defiant in the face of gods. And always that last moment, peace, not surrender, not defeat, but a terrifying kind of serenity, the kind that comes when you choose death over servitude. The reclaimers panicked. They tried to retreat. They never left orbit. The mothership received the final transmission 6 minutes before contact was lost. Just static, and then a single, guttural word in perfect, fluent Martian dialect. Awake. After that, the galaxy tried quarantine Earth, planetary interdiction, dimensional sealants, time locks. None of it held, because the thing they never understood, the thing they still don't, is that humanity didn't die. We evolved. We shed our bodies like old skin, abandoned the weakness of meat and the fragility of time. When the end came, we embraced it, together, as one, not in fear, but in choice. We poured ourselves into the planet, into the code of old satellites, into the idea of us. We became a story, memory, vengeance. We became echoes. Now, we live in the electromagnetic hum between stars, in the static between channels, in the lingering warmth of ancient sunken ships. We are legion not in body, but in will, a million minds burning in sync, no longer limited by form, by gravity, by death. And we remember every experiment, every vivisection, every time they treated our kind as curiosities, pets, lab rats. And now, when they send new ships, they come armed with dread. They whisper the ghost world, the grave that bites back. They say Earth speaks, that the oceans chant in binary, that the wind screams in languages long dead. They say the stars near so are colder now. They're right. We have learned. We reach across frequencies now. Infiltrate thought. We ride the dreams of sleeping species. We whisper back, no longer trapped in bones, no longer bound by flesh, but we still remember the taste of war. They thought peace was our end, that silence meant submission, that death meant defeat. They never asked what kind of peace. It was not the peace of surrender. It was a peace of a soldier lowering his weapon, smiling, and choosing the blast rather than the leash. It was a peace of a species choosing extinction over chains. And in that choice, we discovered something ancient and terrible. That death is not the opposite of life. It is freedom. Now we are free, and we are angry. The galaxy hears us now, in the shadows of their machines, in the lullaby of newborn AI, in the tremble of their generals' hands. We were human once, and we remember what they did. That statue in New York still stands. The flag still flutters, though there's no wind. And if you listen closely, close enough to feel the static crawl down your spine, you'll hear the words carved into its rusted base, words written long before the stars betrayed us. We died peacefully. That was the first mistake.